Welcome back to SNG Studio. We're going to have another great week. Lots of different stuff to do. Everything from J.J. Abrams to more pointed ears to working on the next generation or first contact rifle that Hank Zimmerman so nicely gave to Mary and I as a gift last year. We're finally going to finish that because we're going to use it in Martians Attack SNG. That's right, Hank. Your prop you sent us, which is actually from the HMS molds, the real deal, is going to be used in the film, which is going to be a lot of fun. So another thing I keep meaning to bring up is about the Museum of Science Fiction that Greg Viggiano is involved in, and a number of other great artists and people, to bring a real true sci-fi museum, much like a Smithsonian museum except for sci-fi, in Washington, which I'm part of and Mary's part of, and we're going to be building another one of these for them. And we've already started working on the small parts, and next week you're going to get to see us laying up the various pieces for the hull section and slowly but surely starting the assembly for that model, which is going to be a revisit of how all this started. SNG started as a result of me building this model. So we'll get into that starting next week. So let's get on with the show. So I finally finished these on top, and I did some basic masking, and so I had to do a bunch of masking and stuff. I'm going to do this trick here, and just to get that edge nice to there, and just go very slowly and block so I don't get it on the parts I want to be white. Additionally, there were some masks that went wrong because someone, and I know who it was, me, knocked over some CA on the masks, and so the end result was what you're seeing. Those were damaged. So what I did is a pencil tracing on white paper so I could see the relief, and I made new ones based on the tracing off the ones over here since they're all the same. What I did is I mixed up my own paint, because they should just be this very subtle light gray. They're almost white, but it's a light gray, and it has a bit of metallic in it. So we'll see how this fares. So there's the final result. They're a bit darker than I want them to be, but what I'm going to do is go over the Aztecs with a haze to take them down a little bit so they're not quite as dark. And also there'll be a little bit of gray and metallic in the mix, which will make it all kind of a little bit more uniform. But I'm very happy with the look of them because they are so beautifully counteropposing and really nice mass glue. Big help. So next up, of course, we're going to come around here and do the pylons, and we're going to use this one here, which you flip around this way, and I'm actually going to just stick it on, pretty sure, and start airbrushing Aztecs. And I'm going to do them like that way, and then I'm going to do them this way, and just kind of mix and match till I get what I want. This is basically what he tells you to do. So I've got all kinds of little masks and stuff on this. These are the masks for the pylons. This is the strong back, as it's called, this here, which will get peeled off after I do the Aztecing I'm going to do on this. So that's the next thing to do. Is this part's pretty much done all by hand, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now I am getting in here, and it isn't easy to get in between these nacelles. And there really was no way to do these separately, so I'm going in there and I'm painting those Aztecs on, and hoping I'm not getting it on the white hull. But although this thing's going to be so heavily laden when I get done, in fact, I just wanted to experiment a little bit here, making so that it is a little grayer and blending it off so it's not quite so starkly white, and that really works nice. So we'll be doing lots of that, I think. Let's do this down here. As light as this gray is, I've mixed up. It really is stark contrast compared to the white. See, we got some nice patterns going on there, and I'm going to just keep doing this until I get what I want. He's giving you 3 different pattern sizes. I'm going to try these next down the back here. See what I get with this. I'm going to try to get the back here. A little bit of texture going on there. Pretty effective, which is just tricky. They want to stick to you. I think basically what he's going for is what I just did. Pretty neat. I like it. Yeah, it's really coming out nice. I really like this blue. It's my kind of painting. I'm also now discovering if I don't go so heavy with the Aztecs, with the paint, how it's going on, you know, then they come out lighter. Imagine that. This came out a little bit darker, but we'll be going through this whole thing and toning down and spritzing and highlighting and all that kind of stuff. But it's looking pretty neat. And so we've been at this about an hour or so, and you can see just how many Aztecs is able to put on there really fast. What I'm going to do is seal this all down with some very transparent white, which will kind of blend all this down really nice, and then go back over it with some whites and some darks again, using those same masks right there. And of course, here's our JJ Mobile, which now has a lot of the Aztecs on it now, so we're getting closer to being finished with this model. And I want to remind you all that this model is in fact for sale. This model will be sold, and you can make us an offer, because any real serious offer will be considered, because I really haven't come up with a price for it as of yet. It has been a great deal of work, a lot of work to do. You know, I really kind of lost track of how much time was spent on this model, but it's got, as you can see, just about everything that the actual studio model had for a plastic kit. Just showing you that everything's lit up. There's some white gaps that have to be fixed still, and the decals and the clear coat and all that kind of stuff, but it is within a week or so of being finished, and you could be the proud owner of this model and have it in your collection. I'll even sign it. As promised, here is our slot car set. Now, this used to be a much bigger track when it was at the old place in Northridge, but still it's quite lengthy, because you see how it actually goes all the way around into here, all the way around up here, all the way down here, all the way there, all the way around here, and all the way back around and underneath there again. Now, so I used all the track I had there for that huge track in the same space, and only ended up using one. Mary's driving my Lotus very carefully, because it's just been put back together after being brutally destroyed at my birthday party years ago. The cars are very, very fast. Rosie loves them. She thinks it's a rat. But what we're going to do with this slot car set, and it does have the timer. It does have the timer and track counter. Tells who won, is set it for as many laps as you want, tells your speed around the track, the whole bit. But what we're going to do is do a lot of this right here. We're going to make a lot of stuff look very realistic, and put a lot of earth in, and grass and hillside kind of things, So we're just now kind of getting it back together. And then the whole thing will end up being hoisted up to the ceiling when not in use. We're going to build a framework out of PVC underneath of it and have hooks and eyes on it, and that will do that. Rosie just wants to get the car wrapped. So isn't it cool, Mary?
She knows how it works.
Oh yeah, she does know how it works. So what we do with this is we take breaks from being frustrated working on things that don't work or do work, and have a little race. And soon we'll have our friends over to have races too. So anyway, I'm glad to get this back together again. And so is Mary.
Fun.
And here's those ears. This is how they look after they've been painted. And of course, these are silicone, and you can tell they just no different light. They look different, and they're actually, the light will cast through them. They're really, really cool. And here they are, fresh out of the mold before they get painted. And so we've had quite a few requests for these. Also, we're making them as donations to the Spottober event, which I believe is over with now, and soon Kevin will be letting me know who's the winners. But there's the ears, Kevin. And also one of our backers, I have to go check my list again, did not get his ears, and one of these pairs of ears are yours, in fact. Not sure if I showed this or not, but this is our new deal. We're offering these for $200 plus $20 shipping. These are in a nice shadow box, and they're signed, and we have a certificate of authenticity. These are in fact the ears that I sculpted for Leonard Nimoy in 1978 under the guidance of Fred Phillips, who had given me a set of the actual ears used in Star Trek, the TV series, and said, make these ears and make them look exactly the same. And that's what you will get, because these are castings made from the masters that we use to make the molds to make Leonard's ears. Remember this? Hank Zimmerman gave me this, or gave Mary and I this, as a gift. And it is a from the molds of the original laser phaser rifles and Star Trek First Contact. This is taken from HMS did these, and you can see it's an official one. Hank, thanks so much for this gun. I haven't forgot about it. I'm finally getting back to it because we're going to use this gun in Martians Attack SNG. That's right, I'm going to use this on the Martians, or at least attempt to. It's kind of a funny scene. But what I had to do first was get the laser working. I didn't know where this gun was at for the longest time. If you look at the wall over there, you'll see the laser is not working. It's very interesting. It should be working. Laser had fallen out. I did not have the laser in. It had fallen out, so, but it's clearly bright now, as you can clearly see. So we've got the laser working, and off the same power we have that working. Oh, it's on already. Okay, don't know why it did that, but I had to carve this out pretty much exactly, and now I can set the bars on it. It's not permanent yet. I have to get this side to come up a bit higher than this side. I'm going to put a little bit of framework around it. I don't know if that's canon or not, but I can turn it off there. 1, 2, set the power level. Well, the battery died on this B camera, so unfortunately you won't get to see some of the things I did. But basically this actually goes all the way inside, fits in there. You can put a little cover over this. Over here, this is on for some reason. To turn it on, you go blink, blink, dink, 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 and then pull power, and then off. Isn't that handy? Now, over here, when I fire, you see the laser, and you hear the sound at the same time. Now, kind of funny, odd thing happens as a result of what I'm doing, because I'm running the power for the switch and the laser to this 9 volt here, which goes to the switch. And this is 3 volts and goes to the switch. So there's always a little bit of power going to the laser. But it's not a problem, because when I'm not using the gun, I simply turn off the off switch I'm going to put in, and it kills everything. But it was the only way I could figure to get both of these to work at the same time. And it's pretty darn neat, you know, that I can fire the laser. And a little after spark. This is the original light from the unit I took it from. I changed the speaker, made a smaller one so it would fit. I've got, this is the old battery harness from the old original phaser I took apart, and all that's going to fit very comfortably inside here. When I open it up a little bit further, I'm going to have the speaker up in here so we can actually hear it. Some of the sound will come out this way. In addition, I've got this working too. Now I don't know where I'm going to hide this switch. I'm probably going to put a little hole somewhere and hide it underneath, because that turns on our very, very bright spotlight. Sight light, and it also turns on in the, see, where is it? It's here somewhere. Has to be. There it is. RGB bulb, which is going to be up inside here. Let me use my tripod. This is going to be inside here and aimed at the screen. Anyway, it'll be aimed at the screen. You get the idea. I'm going to put a reflector in there, so this will all, this scanner will light up and change colors, which will be really fun, which is starting to do now. So we got all this stuff working. So I'm very pleased. We got our scanner working. We got all this stuff. Everything's self-contained. So now I can go ahead and I can put in the electronics permanently. These right here also are going to be run off the 3-volt source, and they have that little piece of red plastic that goes over them. So these are going to be in there as well, and we'll be able to run those off the same switch. But pretty cool. So next up is, of course, to get all the stuff locked down, clean up things, get everything inside, get this whole sight put on tomorrow permanently, and attached with screws and everything bound inside, and then I can start thinking about finishing the gun and painting it off. Well, kiddies, I've got some more work done on my phaser rifle. Now, by no means is this done. I'm just trying to get the electronics working and everything on it first. So, and I pretty much, I think, have done that, although it's been fun. This switch here is not Canon, so don't look at it. But what that switch does is this. Woo, that's bright. No, you can see back there. See, that's the targeting light. You see our lights over here come on. Our scanner has got an LED in there, which is activating. I have to reposition the scanner light a bit, but it's all working really, really well. You can see we have one battery in here. There'll be a cover over that. The other one is in here. This whole piece comes off with magnets. It's really on there strong. I mean, really, really powerful magnets. This, of course, is going to be for a strap. And let's see, we'll aim at something that isn't Mary. How about the birthday, happy birthday there. I need something that's white, so we can see the laser. You looking over there? Mm-hmm. So it actually fires when I pull the trigger. And all that wonderful stuff. So, because we have a real laser right here. I think you can probably see that lighting up on there. Mm-hmm. So far, so good. Now, to finalize and get this targeting light in here to light up the scanner better, there's a bunch of wires in there and stuff, so I need to move the light forward and cast more light on the actual scanner itself, which is being blocked by some of the wiring in there. It's pretty cramped in there, so and so to turn everything off, basically I have to take off this cap here. I probably will put a switch. Oh, I forgot to show this. Yes, the power settings. Okay, well, here, I'll turn it off again. You're on that? And you can set it higher, 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 up all the way. Now you know anything you touch is going to vaporize into skull and bones. Isn't that cool? And this turns it off. Like so. And to turn everything off, basically, I just turn the switch here, over here. That turns off all that stuff, and basically the whole thing is off. However, just to make sure it's okay, I will pull this battery out, disconnect it, and this comes off completely, like so. And I can get to the battery that's underneath there. You see that? Battery? Mm-hmm. But just, you feel how it's so solid. Really, really, really cool, I think. Next step, paint it. Quite an interesting week. I really like all the different things going on as opposed to just working on one thing continually. We're going to do that more often. It's really a lot of fun to do it that way, because right about the time you start saying, I've had enough of this, hey, you can go work on something else, and it's kind of neat. So I enjoy this week very much. I want to remind you all that I have 2 more of these standing by, thanks to Jeff Helps, who graciously sent us some new bases. And these would make great Christmas presents, or a great Christmas present to yourself. I know I bought myself one, so 2.
Buy 2.
Oh, if you buy 2, you get 1 at half price. That's right, because we're having our special Christmas or holiday sale currently, and that goes for just about anything we have, including model builds, my dog, or Rosie's getting her 2 cents in. So, you know, check out the sale that we're having. Q&A. We did not have a Q&A this week because you didn't send us any questions. So if you want to have your questions answered, whether it's about a technical question or about Windows 7 starting up, we'll be happy to answer it. We got to work everything into the show around here because we'll keep retaking this over and over again. I also want to remind you to subscribe, and I also want you to hang on there for a moment because we're going to have our picture of the week, as always, taken by the very beautiful Mary Ketchapalia and her wonderful photography. You guys have a great week and a great weekend.